As we age, we often develop habits and behaviors that feel normal to us but can make others uncomfortable. These are things seniors might do without even realizing, yet they can create awkward moments or strain relationships. Today, we're diving into 7 uncomfortable behaviors seniors do without realizing. These are rooted in real-life observations and backed by psychology, and I'll share practical ways to recognize and address them. Let's get started with the first behavior. Behavior number 1. Oversharing personal details. Many seniors, especially after 60, feel more comfortable sharing intimate stories, whether it's about health issues, family drama, or past experiences. While this openness often comes from a desire to connect or feel heard, it can make others uneasy, particularly younger people or acquaintances who aren't expecting such personal revelations. For example, talking about medical procedures in detail during a casual lunch can make others feel awkward or even lose their appetite. A 2019 study in the Journal of Social Psychology found that oversharing tends to increase with age due to a reduced filter in social interactions, a phenomenon linked to changes in the brain's prefrontal cortex. Why does this happen? As we age, we may feel a stronger need to share our life's wisdom or make sense of our experiences. But not everyone is ready for those conversations, especially in inappropriate settings. To avoid this, try to gauge your audience before diving into personal topics. If you're unsure, stick to neutral subjects like hobbies, current events, or shared interests. If you want to share something personal, ask first, something like, "Is it okay if I tell you about something that's been on my mind?" This gives the other person a chance to opt in or steer the conversation elsewhere. Next, behavior number 2. Being overly critical or judgmental. Some seniors develop a habit of pointing out flaws, whether it's commenting on someone's appearance, lifestyle choices, or even how they raise their kids. This can come across as harsh or intrusive, even if it's meant as advice. For instance, telling a younger relative, "You shouldn't wear that, it's too revealing," might feel like helpful guidance to you but can sound judgmental to them. Research from the Journal of Gerontology in 2021 suggests that older adults sometimes adopt a more critical tone because they feel a sense of authority from their life experience, but this can alienate others. This behavior often stems from a desire to help or uphold values, but it can make people defensive or avoidant. To break this habit, practice empathy before offering feedback. Ask yourself, is this comment necessary, and will it be received well? If you feel compelled to give advice, frame it gently and positively. For example, instead of saying, "You're doing that wrong," try, "Have you considered trying it this way? It worked for me." This approach shows respect for the other person's perspective while still sharing your insight. Behavior number 3. Ignoring personal hygiene. This is a sensitive topic, but it's one that can't be ignored. As we age, our senses of smell and sight may decline, and some seniors may not notice body odor, unkempt clothing, or grooming issues that others pick up on immediately. For example, skipping showers because they're physically challenging or neglecting dental hygiene can create discomfort for those around you. A 2020 study in the Journal of Aging and Health found that hygiene issues in older adults are often linked to physical limitations, depression, or cognitive decline, but they can significantly impact social interactions. Hygiene matters because it signals self-care and respect for others. If mobility issues make grooming difficult, consider adaptive tools like shower chairs, long-handled brushes, or electric toothbrushes. Ask for help if needed, whether it's from a family member or a caregiver. Regular check-ins, like setting a weekly grooming routine, can help you stay on top of this. If you suspect a loved one is struggling with this, approach the conversation with kindness, perhaps by offering to assist or suggesting a doctor's visit to rule out underlying issues. Moving on to behavior number 4, talking too loudly or interrupting. Some seniors may speak at a higher volume or cut others off in conversation without realizing it. This can happen due to hearing loss, which affects nearly 50% of adults over 65, according to the National Institute on Deafness. Loud talking can make others feel overwhelmed, while frequent interruptions can come across as dismissive. For example, shouting in a quiet restaurant or jumping in before someone finishes their thought can disrupt the flow of conversation and make people hesitant to engage. To address this, start by getting your hearing checked. Hearing aids can make a big difference in how you perceive your own volume and follow conversations. Practice active listening. Focus on letting others finish their thoughts before responding. If you tend to interrupt, try counting to 3 in your head before speaking. These small adjustments can make conversations more pleasant for everyone. If you notice someone else struggling with this, gently redirect the conversation by saying, "I'd love to hear more about that. Can you tell me when I'm done?" Behavior number 5. Holding on to outdated views. As society evolves, some seniors cling to beliefs or language that were common decades ago but are now considered offensive or inappropriate. This might include using outdated terms for race, gender, or other identities, or expressing rigid opinions that clash with modern values. While these views may not be intended to harm, they can make others uncomfortable or lead to arguments. A 2022 study in the Journal of Social Issues found that generational differences in values often lead to tension, especially when older adults are unaware of how their words are perceived. Adapting to change doesn't mean abandoning your principles, it means staying open to learning. If someone corrects your language or challenges your view, listen without getting defensive. Ask questions like, "Can you explain why that term isn't used anymore?" Or, "What's a better way to say this?" Engaging with younger generations or reading up on current social norms can help you stay informed. It's okay to make mistakes, just apologize sincerely and move forward. Behavior number 6. Being overly frugal in social settings. Some seniors develop a habit of extreme thriftiness, like refusing to tip adequately, splitting bills down to the penny, or avoiding group outings to save money. While financial caution is understandable, especially on a fixed income, this behavior can make others feel awkward or unappreciated. For example, insisting on paying only for your exact share of a group meal can come across as petty. A 2018 survey by AARP found that financial stress is common among seniors, but overly frugal habits can strain friendships. To balance frugality with social grace, set a budget for social activities and stick to it. If dining out feels too expensive, suggest more affordable outings, like a potluck or a coffee meetup. When it comes to tipping or splitting bills, aim for fairness and generosity within your means. A standard 15-20% tip is expected in many places. If money is tight, be honest with friends or family and propose alternatives that work for everyone. This shows you value the relationship over the cost. Finally, behavior number 7. Repeating stories or questions. It's common for seniors to retell the same anecdote or ask the same question multiple times, often without realizing it. This can be frustrating for others, especially if they feel obligated to respond politely each time. While occasional repetition is normal, frequent repetition may signal memory issues or a lack of new experiences to share. A 2021 study in the Journal of Alzheimer's Disease noted that repetitive speech can be an early sign of cognitive decline, but it's also common in healthy aging due to slower processing speeds. To reduce repetition, try keeping a mental or written note of what you've already shared in a conversation. Engaging in new activities, like joining a club, taking a class, or volunteering, can give you fresh stories to talk about. If you catch yourself repeating, acknowledge it lightly with humor, like, "Oh, I think I've told this one before." If memory issues are a concern, consider discussing them with a doctor. For those interacting with someone who repeats, respond with patience and gently redirect the conversation to a new topic. Let's recap the 7 uncomfortable behaviors seniors do without realizing. Oversharing personal details, being overly critical, ignoring personal hygiene, talking too loudly or interrupting, holding on to outdated views, being overly frugal in social settings, and repeating stories or questions. These habits aren't meant to harm, but they can create distance in relationships if left unchecked. The good news is that awareness is the first step to change. By reflecting on these behaviors and making small adjustments, like listening more, updating your language, or prioritizing hygiene, you can strengthen your connections and feel more confident in social settings. Aging is a privilege, and how we show up in our interactions matters. Start with one change today, whether it's asking for feedback or trying a new approach in conversation. If this resonated with you, share it with someone who might benefit. And let's keep the conversation going. What's one behavior you've noticed in yourself or others that you'd like to address? Stay mindful, stay connected, and I'll see you in the next video.